Here it is, the SAFF Hyper-Concentrator, EPOC Enviro's latest technology to be released into the marketplace. Our first system has just hit North America and we wanted to take a little bit of time to tell you what we've got. The SAFF 40 systems are a multi-stage foam fractionation system. We've been developing now for the last 8 years, and they conduct primary fractionation, secondary fractionation and tertiary fractionation. One of the challenges that we've discovered in more complex waters, like leachates in particular, and complex industrial wastewaters and event waters from firefighting events and the like, is that the concentration factors, the ability to convert large volumes to smaller volumes of waste, are not as high for these complex waters. So where we might expect concentration factors at tertiary of up to 1 million times in the traditional groundwater or surface water applications, in these complex waters we're getting more in the thousands, tens of thousands of times concentration steps. Great, but unfortunately what happens is by the time we get to tertiary fractionation we've got so much secondary concentrate, we actually slow the throughput of the system down. So we've had to have a bit of a rethink about how we manage this tertiary fractionation process. The SAFF 40s have it inbuilt and they always will, you can still utilise that process. But to maximise throughput and to add the most value, the Hyper-Concentrator handshakes to the SAFF 40, accepts its secondary waste, and then processes it into tertiary waste. We've been lucky enough to be able to take all of the engineering design lessons and the safety lessons and the processing lessons of these last 8 years and then build them into this great new product, the Hyper-Concentrator. And so how does it work? Well, handshakes with the SAFF 40, and that you have a common pipe that is feeding the secondary fractionate into the Hyper-Concentrator's influent tank. There's then 5 individual vessels which are inside the system, and they're designed to accept the secondary waste. They work in a batch-based function, and they're typically able to reduce that secondary waste by somewhere between 20 and 200 times. Now the upshot of that is that the Hyper-Concentrator is able to take waste from anywhere between 2 and 4 SAFs, and then it's able to reduce it down into typically single digits or low tens of gallons per day of this PFAS hyperconcentrate. The upside for that is that destruction technologies, high energy, high cost, don't have to treat such large volumes of waste. Instead, we're able to give them a very small package of concentrated waste for destruction. Getting this concentration step right is a really integral part to the PFAS treatment train. It's something we've been focusing a lot on. As I say, it's quite a new development for us, and we're looking forward to sharing the lessons and the challenges of getting this process right with you over the coming months and years ahead. But we just wanted to give you an initial introduction. So if you've got any inquiries about it or you want to find out more about it, by all means, get in touch.